Hello there, YouTube. This is the Rogue Gem Player, and coming at you with a new deck. It's going to be Dragunities. It's going to be a version of the deck that does not play Bystials or any of their supplementary engines. This is a almost completely pure version of the deck as a way of kind of showing you what the deck can do by itself. When I do manage to get other things like the Bystial engine and stuff like that, I will present a version of the deck that does play more competitively, but this is a version of the deck that I feel like you could probably pick up and be just fine with. It does have some combo lines you really have to learn. So the skill on this deck is a little bit higher than normal, but let's get right on into this. So we're going to start with, so I have it arranged. We're going to start with just with the Dragon Tuners first. Before we move on to anything else, we're going to start with 3 copies of Dragunity Remus. Remus is your kind of part of your 1-card combo. So the deck doesn't have a natural 1-card combo. It's a 1.5 card combo because you do need a discard. But Remus instantly gets you access to Dragon Ravine, which is really important because you need access to the field spell at all costs. So this gives you access not only access to the field spell, but also it does resurrect itself when you do so. Now keep in mind, one of the big problems with this, with the new support, especially specifically Remus himself, is that he xenolocks you into dragons from the extra deck, so keep that in mind. We then play 2 copies of Phalanx, 1 copy of Kus, and 1 copy of Gusamir. These are some of the other tuners that you have access to. Phalanx is used as a way to make level 6s that also can summon any synchro. Because Kus, while can level modulate for a Dragunity synchro up to level 4, so you can make level 8s off of things like Legatus or Dux. It does not allow you to summon anything besides Dragunity synchro, so keep that in mind. And Gusamir is a level 3 that can make our double DD Crow. It also, combined with Tempest, can make your level 10s, which is pretty cool. So, not to mention, this is, these are cards that you can search in your combo. If you draw them, you can discard them. They can be used for other things, and I like this ratio a lot. We then play for the Dragunity Winged Beasts. We are playing 3 copies of Legatus, which, if you control a Dragon Ravine or a Dragunity monster, summons it from hand, and then if you have a Dragunity monster in your spell trap, you can target a spell trap on the field and destroy it. So it's a free pop. If you are going second, you can kind of force bait out stuff. And then we are playing 1 copy of Dux. I don't like playing more. Senatus is fine, but it is another one of those you have to discard to use plays. And quite frankly, this deck easily dies to Disruption. While Remus does die to Ash and things like that. The fact of the matter is that Dux requires your normal summon, and you don't ever want to use your normal summon if you can absolutely avoid it. So now for the Dragunity high levels, which are all dragons, we're playing 2 copies of Armor Mistletoe, 1 copy of Leviathan, and 1 copy of Graham. So the reason why we're playing these ratios is Mistletoe by himself can make any level 8 you want. With Phalanx, not to mention it's part of the rank 6 toolbox. They are searchable. Leviathan is in there as a level 8 that you can just summon for free off the Barca to give you other things. And Graham is in here because he's a free summon that you can send to graveyard. It can that allows you to banish dragons or wing beasts. Not to mention he does negate a face-up monster effect as well. So keep that in mind. So that's all the Dragunity stuff. We're going to go to the non-Dragunity stuff, which is we're going to start with 3 copies of Odd Eye's Revolution Dragon. This is the only Pendulum monster we're playing. We're not playing the Chaos Dragon. 1, I don't have a copy of it, and 2, it only helps to fulfill as an extender. But Odd Eye's Revolution Dragon is special in that if you by putting in the scale, you blow it up to summon back any fusion, synchro, or exceed dragon from your graveyard. So it's a free summon, and not to mention that effect is not once per turn. So keep in mind. So if you draw multiples, you can use that multiple times. Now, if you do happen to add in any dragon-based pendulum monster into this deck for any reason, you can discard it and pay 500 to add it. So keep that in mind. It is an option if you choose to do so. Also, even if you don't have the ability to use this effect, it is another discard. So, and then thanks to the ban list, we are now able to play 3 copies of Tempest, Dragon Ruler of Storms. I am actually testing this. So the idea is that Dragon Ravine allows you to just dump it when you don't need it. If you have like things like Remus, Phalanx, or something like that, you can search, or if you don't have access to Remus, you can use this to search Remus. Or if you ditch it, you can use Graham, banish it, and then search a dragon for free. You know, it's one of those, it's free summons that can give you more things. Not to mention, it is level 7, so with the level 3 tuner, you can make level 10 very easily. We're then playing for, we play a couple 1-0s. We're playing 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. You use it in the combo. Zephyros the Elite, you use that in the combo. Samsara Dragon is used to resummon the Mistletoe, and then Mist Valley Baby Rock, which you search off of the Gator to summon to create your Romulus in most cases. For the non-engine, we're playing 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring and 3 copies of Nibiru. Like I said in previous deck profiles, if you have the Molcharmies, you can play the Molcharmies. They are getting reprinted this year, so if you haven't been able to get a hold of them, you will be able to get a hold of them this year. So be patient. But in the meantime, you can play other generic hand traps that we have available. Ash Blossom, Nibiru, Ghost Ogre, Effect Veiler, Droll and Lockbird. There's a lot of options. These are just happens to be some of my favorites to play in most decks if I have the ability to play them. That's all the monsters. It's a pretty high monster count just because of the nature of the deck. We're then going to our spells. The main spell we really have to worry about is Dragon Ravine. It's a mandatory 3 of. If you want, I'm not playing Terraforming in this. I really should, but the fact of the matter is the deck has got so much searchability into other things that you're gonna get to Ravine whether you like it or not. It gives you access to all kinds of other things. It gives something to bounce with Zephyros. If you don't have a Dragunity monster you can send, you can add. You can send another dragon. It loads up your graveyard. You can send things like Tempest if you really needed to. So we then play 1 Dragunity Glow, which is searchable off of the Romulus. You use that to search Mistletoe, which you then attach a Gator to it, and then you use Glow to bring back the Gator. You make the rank 6 while using Gator's effect again, because it's not once per turn. Gold Sark, because we are playing Tempest, I figured, you know what, it's another free search for a dragon. Foolish Burial, you can send random stuff if you really need to. If you want to, you can send Zephyros, you can send Samsara Dragon if you need to. This is kind of something you can play. We then play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence as our last major hand trap, and then the 1 copy of Dragunity Oblique, which is their spell trap negate counter trap that also allows you, if you control a level 10 Dragunity, to have a Dragunity monster you control gain 100 attack for every face-up card that is currently banished. So it's a free, if you do something, you can get some extra stuff. Not to mention that the card does banish the card that it's negating, so it's neato, so you can get rid of some annoying stuff with it. That's the main deck. Like I said, it's pretty much pure Dragunity as best we can get it without going into other engines. Like I said, it's kind of a concept deck that is neato. It has some combo strings that I really like. So let's go into the extra deck, which is, we're going to start with 1 copy of Gator. The extra deck is pretty tight. There is some flexibility, but not too much. Gator is the best card in this deck. You are summoning it 3-4 times in 1 turn. You are going to resolve its effect multiple times. The cool thing is that you add a level 4 lower dragon or winged beast, but it doesn't. But there's no level modulation, no level limit on the monster you discard as long as it's dragon or winged beast. So keep that in mind. We're then playing 1 Lewin, which is a non-tuner, which is a tuner monster as well, but also it's another card that says special summon or equip a Dragunity which means you can use it for synchro laddering if you absolutely need to for other things. Vajrayana. This is a card you go with ducks to synchro climb if you absolutely have to. You can use this to end games because it is 30. It does pump to 3,800 attack if you use it. One Gaforma bar, which you target a Dragunity, equip it, but you can also send an equip card that is equipped to it to target up to 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard and banish them. That is a quick effect. So you can quick effect banish 2 cards for free, which can make or break a deck. This is, you know, and it is level 7, so you can make the Gaforma bar and then bring back the Gasarme to make the level 10 if you absolutely have to, or link it off, whatever you need. We're then playing 1 copy of Excel Stardust Dragon. You use it to make the level 10s. 1 copy of Dragunity Barca. You use this, equip a bunch of monsters, and then the tuners summon themselves, Kus and Phalanx. So you can use that to synchro, or either synchro climb, which you can do, or link climb, if you absolutely have to. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. You use this in combination with either Gator or Vajrayana as another negate. And then the last 2 synchros we are playing are 1 copy of Dispatter, which it's a dragon-based deck. You're gonna banish something that you can summon off of it, and then the 1 copy of a Reed Bear, which is pretty important because it is a monster negate that you can, you know, that banishes the monster. Not to mention it does, when destroyed by the opponent's card, you blow up every spell trap your opponent controls. So that can be relevant. Now for the Link monsters, we are playing 1 copy of Guardragon Pisty. I'm kind of testing this. The ability to just summon a monster back from your graveyard for further extension, or just to bring back a monster after you've linked with it. 1 copy of Dragunity Romulus. You are going to resolve this every single game. It's pretty much your win condition. 2 Radix Seal. I find that having a 2nd copy available is kind of important. There's a few games where I just have to make the 2nd one because I'm using the 1st one as part of the combo with Mistletoe and Samsara Dragon. We're playing 1 copy of Attune and the 1 copy of Titanic Galaxy as our rank 8 of choice. You don't always summon this, but it is a rank 8 that you can summon if you absolutely have to play it. So, but like I said, this is a pretty cool concept deck. I like it. You know, it's not linear, but there's like a bazillion different ways to go to the same conclusion, which is summoning Crystal Wing to do things. You know, with every new Dragon or Winged Beast support card, the deck gets better. If you add Bystials, the deck gets better. If you add, you know, other Dragon-based support, the deck will get better. But like I said, this is a good starting point if you want to play the deck and just kind of learn how to play it. This is a good place to start before you add supplementary engines, because once you've done that, you kind of have to play around certain things. Like, for example, while Remus is probably the best main deck monster, because its ability to search Dragon Ravine, it does lock you into dragons for the entire turn, so keep that in mind. So let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.